Hello everyone. Selman, Büşra, Sude and I made a presentation for you. Our outline is biography, autobiography, play observing and observing play activity. Büşra will talk about autobiography and biography.
Observing play. In a search for ways to assess young children, observation of play to be useful in assessment and intervention, I talked about instruments and procedures designed to observe attributes play. In a search for ways to assess young children, observation of play to be useful in assessment and intervention, I talked about instruments and procedures designed to observe attributes play. With observing play, investigators can observe children development in traditional domains of motor, language, cognitive, and social behavior. Observing play provides a sample of behavior that comfortable for the child and family can see the child's use of domain-specific skills. 4 reasons why play is being suggested for assessment and learning. 1 of reasons play is an enjoyable activity. Play may facilitate development of behaviors. Play normalizes children's interactions with the environment. Play has practical value. These 4 numbers indicate that assessment during play may result in valid information about children's typical skills and may lead to more useful information than standardized testing. Differences between exploration games and play. Researchers and program specialists have provided different perspectives on what constitutes play, given differences in discipline and purpose for using play. Exploration involves unfamiliar objects rather than familiar objects. Games involving compliance with external imposed rules. Attributes of play. There are 5 attributes of play, and these are cognitive attributes, self-awareness attributes, social attributes, mastery attributes, and language attributes. Cognitive attributes. Cognitive development focus on description of play. According to Piaget, 3 categories of play occurring in different states of development. Practice play occurs in sensorimotor period. Symbolic play occurs in the pre-operational. Games with rules occur in the congruent operational. Self-awareness. Interested in child's growing understanding of self and other. There are 3 states. The first, decantation, involves the child's extension of his or play routine. The second is decontextualization, is about transcend the environment. The last one is integration, is engagement in multi-step enactments of routines. Social attributes focus on number of investigators. It separated 5 different states. Unoccupied behavior, child observes any interesting actions and play with his or her body. Solitary, play alone with toys different from others. Parallel play, child plays other with the same or related toys. Associative play, child play in a group. Cooperative play, activities for achieving some goals. Mastery attributes, child competence and mastery motivation are other behaviors. Language attributes, the behavior most often reported in the literature as observed through play is language. The assessment of play skills, more commonly known scales and coding procedures, developed specifically for examining play. 3-dimension structure in toy selection and presentation, specificity in coding and scoring, and procedure for eliciting behavior from the child. Selection and presentation. Play scales and procedures vary widely along the structure and presentation dimension. In the highly structured scales, the prevention needed in research is ensured. The less structured scales are more useful in settings in which child preferences, learning styles, and functional information. Scoring or coding. All the procedures provide some definition or criteria for scoring or coding behavior. Scoring or coding. All the procedures provide some definition or criteria for scoring or coding behavior. The child has choice of toys, of space, of time. Strengths of single standard scores are the ease of measuring child change over time and the validity of the findings when a standard exists for comparison. Eliciting procedures. How children are instructed to interact with the toys within the context of play can have an effect on the response that the child makes in play. For most of the procedures, children are simply invited to play and their interactions are recorded or coded. Assessment through play. All domains of development can be observed easily while a child is engaged in play routines. Play is a promising model for assessment that is applicable to all aspects of child's development. Play and developmental assessment case study. Case study in which staff used to play setting together information about the development of play skills.
3.
Biography and autobiography. Getting information about the client during the consulting process is one of the most important issues. Although psychological tests provide quite useful information, they are not enough. We need other sources of information like biography and autobiography. Gibson and Michel emphasized the importance of using autobiography and biography. Biography and autobiography are one of the most effective ways to learn about the personality and the character of the client. Nature of biographies. The Word Book Encyclopedia defines biography as a writing of a person's life story by someone else. Biography is the whole story about someone's life. According to Stone, biography is the story of a person's life and the story of important events in his or her life. The biography reflects the facts of one's life. It can be in the form of a book, an article, or a movie. The biography must be balanced, far from prejudiced and impartial. The biography should include the place of birth of the person, date of birth, family information, achievements, important events, and collective influence. Type of biographies. There are two categories of biographies, authorized and unauthorized. Authorized biography means that the author has written with the permission. The writer can directly receive information from the person that he or she writing. Unauthorized biography means that the author has written general information. The author does not receive information from the person, him or herself, or from the first degree sources. There are 5 other types. 1. Popular biography, the most known kind of biography, for example, biography of celebrities. 2. Historical biography, biography of past events and historical figures. 3. Literary biography, biographies of artists, for example, musicians, authors, etc. 4. Reference biography, biographies containing important information about a person's life. 5. Fictional biography, biographies based on real persons and events created by a novelist. Steps in writing a biography. First find the person, then search him/her life, then choose a format, then writing and editing. Nature of autobiographies. To write one's own life is called autobiography. It allows the client to recognize himself and as he writes his own life. According to Gibson and Michel, it allows one's self-awareness to emerge. Types of autobiography. There are 2 basic categories, structured and unstructured. Structured autobiography. It is written in response to a specific topic or question. It is specific and structured autobiography. It is written in response to specific topic or question. It is specific and purposeful. Analysis is easy, but it has the disadvantage that it limits the information that the client will give. Unstructured autobiography. The person freely writes his own life. The person does not have to write in response to a specific topic or question. It is difficult to get important information because the person will write his or her own experiences, so it may not be a good source of information. Autobiography tapes. Gibson and Michel said that this method is useful for some counselor and clients. They are not written but verbal records. It is easier to analyze because the voice tone changes as the client tells some events. Guidelines for preparing autobiography. Purpose. It helps to plan, prepare and write an autobiography. It gives opportunity to understand how to be an author. Interpreting autobiographies. Autobiographies cannot be interpreted precisely, but Scherzer and Stone have suggested some questions to help interpret. These are: 1. What general interpretation does the paper convey? 2. From your knowledge of the individual's history, have significant experiences or persons been omitted? 3. What is the length of the autobiography? 4. How is the paper organized? 5. What is the level of expression? 6. Are there inaccuracies in the paper? Uses of biographies and autobiographies. Biography and autobiography can be applied to obtain information about the client and to be used in consulting process. Counselors can access factual information about the person. These methods undermine prejudice and, in particular, autobiographies allow the person to understand his or her thoughts about himself or herself. Limitations of biographies and autobiographies. There are some weaknesses about autobiographies and biographies. They are subjective. Some writers write their biography very detailed and long. They are not widely.
Hi everyone, I'm going to talk about observing play activity. Firstly, I want to talk about why play activity is important and what are the principles of play activity. Play activity is of critical importance to children of all ages. It provides a context, social relationship, and spontaneous learning. And it provides a context for social relationships, like as I said. It can follow sets of rules, provide or shared play activities, characteristic of living and life. Play is also recognized by the last must list 20 seconds. So what are their segmentation structured, what the play structured steps? There are 4 steps. Firstly, play activity. It is during in the play what child do and done. And pre-play activity, it's relationship between child's friends. For example, saying let's go play. And the third one, non-play activity. The non-play activity is occur everything that's not in the plays. For example, last must list 20 seconds. So what are their segmentation structured, what the play structured steps? There are 4 steps. Firstly, play activity. It is during in the play what child do and done. And pre-play activity, it's relationship between child's friends. For example, saying let's go play. And the third one, non-play activity. The non-play activity is occur everything that's not in the plays. For example,
How can we use our language or linguistic?
The interview used the word commonly understood by children. The interview used materials and use sentences with commonly understood by children. The interview make empathy about the situation of